Alright, I'm going to do some quick animation on the iPad. Several different apps you can use for traditional style animation. You could use Procreate, which a lot of people have. It's not the best animation tools. Flip a Clip is, I think they have a free version, so that's a good one. Toonsquid, one of my favorites, and there are more. So let's go ahead and open up Toonsquid. It's going to be pretty much the same no matter which application you use. There's going to be some little differences, but generally go ahead and begin a new project. We'll just keep it as is, 1920 by 1080, traditional, frames per second. Let's just go down to 12, and you could name that. Whoops. You could name it something. Let's see, what do we want to animate? Bird. Okay. Create that. Got us an animation. This is 1080 by 1920, which is great for YouTube Shorts or the phone if you're going to put it on social. So just to give you a quick idea of what's going on here, you've got your tools down the left hand side, you've got your color over here, what color you're going to be drawing with, you've got your play, fast forward, rewind, onion skinning, which is that little onion icon. We're going to open this up. We've got our timeline, and each one of these numbers represent a frame. You can pinch to zoom in or zoom out, so it's really flexible there. We've got our layers here. There's a background layer and layer 1. We're not worrying about any background. Obviously you'd want to plan this out, but we're just doing a quick test here. So let's just do a loop of a bird flying, essentially. So you don't have to follow this, you know, step by step. You do you here, you know. So here's my body of my bird. Question is, we're going to have him flying at the camera, side to side. Let's say side to side. So there's his body. He's a fat bird. Got him a head here. He's got him a tail, and then he's got those claws tucked up in there like so. We're gonna, if you tap on the pencil, at least on these Apple II pencils, you can switch between your tools, so you might see that happen from time to time. But if you don't have an Apple II pencil, you have the Apple I pencil, it's not going to do that. Or if you're using your finger on your device. Let's give him a little bit of tuft in his hair. So you can see right now we're just drawing that first frame. No animation is happening at this point. Just for clarity, I'm going to erase some of these lines so you can see what the heck I got going on here. And we don't have his wings yet, so you know, let's draw those in. Let's say we're going to do a flap down to start this thing off, and overthinking it because the dynamics of the way the feathers might look could be different, but we're just doing a quick thing here. Doesn't need to be no masterpiece. So got us a bird. Obviously there's more detail that one could do. You could color it, you could add detail in the eyes, but the first step after you've planned your animation is to do rough animation. So there's different ways we could do this. We could go to the next frame, turn on onion skinning, so that it's basically like seeing through the skin of an onion. So when it's orange like that, we're looking at the image behind, and your colors might be different. So I could just start drawing over top of this, or potentially a faster way, well, definitely a faster way, is to click on it, and you could copy it or duplicate it. We're gonna hit the duplicate here. So now we've got two of the same exact thing. So on the second frame, let's go to an extreme here, and whoops, undo that. Let's grab, I've got my, these are the different modes of your path tool. So I grab the path tool, I'm going to select the wing, and then grab this pointer tool and just drag it off. And that's a quick way to delete the entire thing. And now I can take my, just my brush, my drawing tools, and draw in another extreme. So the opposite of this would be the wing up, right? And again, this could be better for sure. But now if I go back and forth, you can see some animation happening. It's really rough. There's not much going on. In real life, the wing would definitely not be the only thing that moves on the bird, but bear with me. We're just going to worry about that for now. Let's go ahead and duplicate it again. So now those two frames are the same. And this time I'm going to do an in-between, or a breakdown. So I've got this extreme on frame number 1 and this extreme on frame number 3. If I go to frame number 2 and we get rid of the wing once again, we can grab our brush and draw what the shape of the wing looks like in between there. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. I'm going to say it's catching some air, the wing. So I'm going to kind of curl it up here. So there's air or wind, whatever you want to call it, up underneath that wing. And maybe we see a little bit of the shoulder of the wing. And now, okay, so we're going up and down. Okay, so now it's a little bit more interest, right? And that shape may work for both because right now it's going up and the down, or we could do a different one for the down. Let's go ahead and duplicate this first drawing, duplicate, and we're going to hold it down until it scales up, and then drag it on over all the way to the final part there. So we're in that same scenario. So wing up and then wing down. So we're going to duplicate it again, get rid of the wing in between, slide that right on off, and because it's going down, I'm going to say it's catching the air a little differently. So let's go ahead and draw that in. So it's a little higher up here. You see more of the under wing, if you will. We can shade it to let y'all know that something different's going on there. So now so you look now, I may or may not like that, but that's what we're going with, because we're raw like that, right? Okay. So essentially got a loop. There's only one problem. 5 frame 5 and frame 1 are identical. So that's going to be a weird hold potentially. So if I play this, you can see, oh, let's do the looping. Play it, it holds on that frame 5 a little longer. If I were to delete frame 5 and then play it again, there's no hold, it's just flapping. Okay, and now we could go in and change other parts of the bird, get it reacting to what's going on. For example, you know, on the up movement of the wing, maybe the bird, the entire drawing just kind of slightly moves down. And see, I was able to move the entire drawing. So now if we go back, you can see there's a little bit of movement going on, so that's interesting. And then on the down here, it's getting lift, so let's move him up a little higher. Alright, and you want to do this probably subtly, and it's something you can play with, but let's loop that. Okay, so that's maybe a little bit more realistic, right? And then there's different parts of the bird that would react. And this is essentially what traditional animation is all about, and we could add different frames in between these to give it a more fluid motion. This is pretty much the minimal amount of frames you need to create a looping animation, at least for this cycle. So we're not going to add any in-betweens, we're just going to go in and do some more passes. So let's see here, we're going to leave that one the same. When it goes down, let's adjust his little feet here. So again, I've been using the lasso tool quite a bit to change things around. The nice thing about that is it ensures that things are staying the same time or same size, same mass, but it can feel a little mechanical, or a lot mechanical. So you know, you may want to redraw stuff, but for now we'll just see how this looks. Okay, so he goes down, but his little foot curls. Let's even take it a step further. There we go. So we've got, yeah, now that feels more like a tuck. He's tucking in, and then it extends back out, and maybe to add some, I don't know, contrast to what's going on with his wing, we can take his foot and open it up a little bit, just like his wing's more open. Okay, so now we scrub through that. Yeah, he's opening up a little bit. Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. And then, yeah, let's play that. Okay, so you may decide that's a little too much movement for his feet. Your decision. Now for his tail, if he's going down a little bit, there's a good chance that his tail is moving up slightly. And again, you may want to draw this rather than just using the lasso tool like I'm doing, but you decide. Let's just see how that looks with that one little movement. Yeah, cool. And so maybe you decided opening up here on his foot was too much, so you can get fancy, get rid of that. Okay, and then, well, that sucks. How do we get back to where we were, right? Well, you can draw it in, or you can go to another layer, select what you want, click up here, copy, go back to that layer, click up here, paste, And this entire layer moved down a little bit, so we've got to move this to match. And now, if we play it, yeah, you decide. Is that better, worse? I don't know. I didn't say this stuff was easy, right? And this is one of the downsides to using this kind of lasso method here. Oh, see, I'm even working on the wrong frame. I wanted to be on this frame. This is live, my friends. You know? Oh. You can see it selected weird. I forgot that when you copy and paste, it actually puts it on a new layer. So we've got our little foot on its own layer, which can be good and yeah, it feels better. Okay, and then if you decide, hey, I'm happy with that, you can click on it, merge it down, and then again. Okay, I'm gonna call that done. All right, at least for the rough animation. And that, my friends, is good enough for your first animation. So give it a try, see what you think, push it further, and just have fun with it. And then final is, let's go ahead and export it. Actions, export, or you can export it as a video, image sequence, GIF, whatever. I would stick to video, keep it at 12 frames a second. MP4 is good. Then we'll hit export. And it'll ask me to save the video. And then it just puts it in your photos folder. So there it is. And you can watch it. And unfortunately, it doesn't automatically loop here in photos. So you have to maybe keep pushing play to see it working, but take it into something else, loop it, and have fun.